The feeling when you sink yourself into a sofa at the end of a long day. It almost feels like a hug from a loved one. That's why we at Durian have crafted sofas that can handle everyday chaos and still look amazing. Do visit your nearest Durian store or our website durian.in to explore a stunning collection of sofas in leather, leatherette, and fabric. All of which comes with an unmatched 5-year warranty. Get your hands on the grand festive offer with flat 50% off on select furniture. Your dream sofa awaits only at Durian. Choose the luxurious comfort you deserve.
Hello and welcome to All Indians Matter. I'm Ashraf Engineer. Menstrual health, while critical to the overall well being of women, remains a matter of embarrassment, shame, and even stigma. And this is even more true in rural India. Women there face several menstrual challenges, ranging from lack of access to sanitary products to inadequate hygiene practices and lack of proper nutrition. Menstrual health is, in fact, closely linked to overall socioeconomic development and is crucial to empowerment. Without it, women's development in India would be seriously hobbled.
All Indians matter.
We have on the show Snehal Pawar, project manager at Ujaas, a menstrual health initiative of the Aditya Birla Education Trust. Snehal has nearly a decade's experience dedicating her career to empowering marginalized communities and spearheading initiatives that address critical issues related to gender and adolescence. Snehal shapes and executes programs focused on menstrual health in Maharashtra. These projects have transformed the lives of countless girls and women. Ujaas has driven extensive awareness sessions across 435 schools in Maharashtra, creating a safe and open dialogue around menstrual health. Furthermore, she has collaborated with organizations such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, amplifying Ujaas's reach and impact. Welcome, Snehal.
Hello, thank you.
Snehal, the National Family Health Survey says 50% of women use cloth during menstruation, which is not classified as hygienic protection. What sort of health problems does this create?
Yes, so the World Health Organization stated that around 1.7 million people worldwide lack access to basic sanitation. So, due to that, there are different health issues that occur. So, reproductive tract infections, that these are around 70% more common among women who use unhygienic materials. So yeah, so these using cloth, we can't say that it's inappropriate. It's how we use it. So when we discuss whether any product is good or bad, it depends on how we use it, or how that product is being used. So since cloth was not used properly, it was not washed or dried properly, that's why a lot of health issues occurs in women and adolescent girls. Again, it's not only about cloth. In interiors of Maharashtra and interiors of India, extremely interior areas, women still use ash or brick powder or leaves that leads to reproductive tract infections or urinary infections, rashes, or high risk of cancer. So these are some of the problems that cloth and other sanitary product, unhygienic sanitary product causes. However, cloth napkin is one of the good option to wear features of cloth and disposable napkins can be clubbed together, and it's very easy to use, and it is sustainable, it is reusable, it is economical, and most importantly it is environmental friendly. So yes, we can't say only cloth, but cloth napkin can be a good option, and how we use it is more important rather than what we are using it.
When you mentioned the WHO figure, I think you meant 1.7 billion and not million.
Billions, yes.
Right. Snehal, there's been a lot of debate now on how to make sanitary products more accessible. What's your view on the matter?
Accessibility is one major issue when it comes to providing sanitary products in rural and urban setup. There are different schemes and policies are there. We can say under National Health Mission, menstrual hygiene scheme. So pads are distributed free of cost for girls who are between age 11 to 19. There are different departments who are collaborating with NGOs and corporates to provide sanitary napkins. In different states, like in Kerala, they have started a mission to provide non biodegradable sanitary napkin waste. So there are different schemes and policies are going on, but again we have to see that it's not about accessibility. So there are three A's that come in the picture. So availability, accessibility, and affordability. So we have to work on all three aspect of it. So whenever we are talking about just making product accessible, we have to also see, is that product available in that area, and is it affordable for the end beneficiaries that we are targeting. So yes, again, in terms of accessibility, we have one example where in rural area, it is just near to Mumbai. It's near Kasara. We had an interaction with one of the women group where they said that they don't have sanitary napkins available at their village. They have to go to town to buy those stuff. If the price of that packet is around 40 rupees, then they have to spend 80 rupees to go and buy that napkin. So that's the situation where we have to work more in this space.
So, what role can private organizations or organizations in the development sector like yours play in increasing this access?
See, there are we can work at different levels. So we can work at grassroots level, maybe in villages. NGOs should directly involve with schools and teachers, where they are the integral part of MHM program. So school is the primary, can be the primary focus area, because a lot of adolescent girls come there. Also, there are other collaborations that can be done, where government and non-government organizations come together, and then uh, where policy is already there. Implementation can be done by the organizations, or a strongest network we can say is network of ASHA workers and ICDS workers or SHGs. So these three stakeholders in that specific region can create awareness and distribute sanitary napkins. So there are multiple ways in which organization can play an integral role to provide an access.
Give us a sense of the gap between urban and rural India in terms of not just access but also awareness of menstrual health.
Yes, so there is a difference in rural and urban setup. We shouldn't say awareness. First, we can focus on openness. So, of course, openness is about this topic. Menstrual health and hygiene management is there in urban setup. It is very much lesser in rural areas. But in when we talk about awareness, then both setups they need. Awareness, because openness and awareness is different thing. So even we have observed that women and adolescent girls from urban setup, they are not very much aware about the scientific information on MHM or product use, maintenance, and disposal of the product. So that causes another ill effects on society, or we should say community. So yes, awareness is more important while providing access to product. We can say that women living in urban areas more likely to use hygienic methods than the women in rural areas. But and of course, a report by NGO Dasra and USAID, they said that around 23 million girls in India drop out of schools annually due to lack of proper menstrual hygiene management facilities. So yes, so facility awareness and access to product, combination of these three things can be helpful to bridge the gap, we can say.
Yeah, absolutely. And still, there's a general understanding that menstrual hygiene management, which includes access to sanitary products, is one aspect of the entire issue. But there are equally important aspects like accurate and scientific information about the menstrual cycle that are critical to menstrual hygiene management. Would you agree? And how do we bridge this gap?
Yes, so we can't ignore either of them. We can make pad available, but if we can't teach them how to use that pad or how to manage their periods, then making available that product is of no use. So awareness is a crucial aspect in MHM. It is very often observed that in many schools, topics such as reproductive system or menstrual hygiene are skipped while teaching. So we in schools, where whenever we go, we teacher tell us that thank you for coming and teaching this concept scientifically, because even we are not very sure that how to make this concepts simpler, and how can we explain that. So yes, even teachers and educational in education system, uh, they are, they know that they have to teach this topic, but they are not very sure that how to teach this topic. Again, this is at we are talking this about ground level. This is again menstrual health and hygiene. It is not only related to women and girls, so we have to have boys and men involved in it. So giving them information, it will help to make period friendly society. Of course, education for men and boys will help women in the ecosystem, in their ecosystem, to work in a better way or to live in a better way. In terms of district level, uh, the ASHA workers, ICDS workers, teachers, then other school authorities and other government authorities can be, their capacities can be built. Even at gram panchayat level, if we talk about rural areas, then capacities of gram panchayat members or a gram sevak, so capacity can be built on that level also. And if we talk about state level, then some sort of there is a special need to focus on its monitoring and evaluation part. So whether the program are already there are being implemented properly or not. So again, we have to make it level wise, where each and every level the work is going on properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. But Sayal, what about the taboos we are witnessing in rural areas around menstruation?
So yeah, there are we while working on field, we get to hear a lot of beliefs, practices and taboos related to menstruation. So yes, since we don't consider menstruation as natural process, we have made it more as a social process. So that's why a lot of misconception and taboos are there. To name a few, we can say that women are not allowed to go out. Women are not allowed to sleep on the bed. The family members, they give them chatai to sleep. Their utensils, their dishes are being kept separately. They are not allowed to use. They are not allowed to touch pickles or spices. Then. In some areas of Maharashtra, or some communities, women are forced to stay outside their houses. So there are certain places where some sort of huts are built, which is called kurma ghar. So these places, any women in that community or in that village, if she is menstruating, then she has to stay in that hut, which is built somewhere at the border of that village. She has to stay there for 4 to 5 days without any food, without any electricity, and with a lot of insects and everything. So again, it's very we can say the condition. Due to misconceptions and beliefs, conditions are getting worsened. But yes, of course, we have to we are there are many organizations and government are working to eradicate these taboos or stigmas, we can say.
Snehal, now this is the really the crux of what I want to talk about, which is, could you explain the link between menstrual hygiene management and women's social development and indeed empowerment?
Yeah, so there is a close relation between menstrual health and hygiene management and women development. So many researches have shown that whenever women are able to maintain good menstrual hygiene management, they're more confident. They have control on their lives. Even girls. Girls who are educated and empowered, they have they we can say that they are much aware about their management of periods. So even if uh, we can say MHM and women empowerment, if we want to club together, then there is an example where uh, women in some areas of Maharashtra, women are forced to we can say उनका जो uterus है, that उनको वो निकालना पड़ता है. They are forced to remove their uteruses just because they get periods every month, and that's why they can't work on a regular basis. So these are the harsh realities. So again, these are this is one example. But if that community, and if we can work with communities by giving proper information about MHM, then maybe this sort of incidents can't happen where one person or one woman, if she want to work, then she have to remove uterus as she want, as she the periods come every month. So a lot of work needs to be done on this. But there are gender norms, there is discrimination, there is gender based violence due to menstruation. There is one case recently happened where a brother attacked his sister as he felt that she has intercourse, and actually the blood stain was of period. So that again, one case was there. Agency of girls get reduced if once they are at certain age where their period comes. We can say a dropout rate is very high. So once girl she start menstruating, then her agency reduces, her education get affected, and it resulted in her early marriage or any other effects that we can say.
Right. And when it comes to your own work, what are the challenges you face when it comes to creating awareness about the issue in rural India specifically?
So, first is people are not receptive about menstruation and giving information about menstruation because they feel that it is not important, or else what we are very sure that we want to give full information. Whenever we go to school or any communities, they say that just like you take 15-20 minutes, just explain what is that, what you want to explain, and please allow us to work what is there on a regular basis. So importance of that topic is not there. Of course, again, um, cultural issues are there, or shame is there. So whenever we go to school, whenever principal introduce us, So he never speak as these people have come to give you information about menstrual health. They always say that these people have come to talk to you about your health. So even getting that word menstruation or periods is a shameful thing for them. So yes, also we can't talk to while we are in field, we can't talk to boys or men about menstruation. We have worked a lot to bring this practice in Ujaas, where we have started conducting sessions with adolescent boys. Still there are some restrictions that school like some schools are not giving us permission, but we are trying our level best to work with boys also. If a principal is male, then he always call one female teacher and tell her that please talk to these guys, they want to do something, and you sort it out on your own. So these are some cases where we find little bit difficulties while working in rural areas.
No, I'm glad you mentioned schools and principals, because I was going to ask you, can rural schools play a role, not just in creating awareness, but I read an interesting article recently where it was suggested that they can play a role in distribution as distribution centers for sanitary products.
Yes, of course. So every village has one school, either primary school or secondary school. So in India, every village there is a school setup. These can be used as a centers for distribution of napkins. So the Ministry of Jal Shakti guidelines on menstrual hygiene management, they have identified school as a site where sanitary napkins can be kept, and school going girls can use, and like they can come, they can use, and through that their attendance and other aspects can be improved. Also, since at national level, at state level, at taluka like block level, and at village level, every level through we can work through these schools, because education system is there everywhere, so we can use that also. Even wash facilities can be worked under school setup. So it is not only about distribution centers, but yes, improving wash facilities can help to work in a better way.
What about self-help groups? Can they help also? Women's self-help groups?
Yes, definitely. Just during our conversation, initial conversation, I spoke about cloth napkin or anything, any product these SHGs can make, any sanitary product, and they can distribute it, because SHG is a very strong network, women network in rural areas. So these napkins can easily made available and accessible to rural women. When we speak about rural areas, it is always see that accessibility, affordability, and availability is not there. So here they can work as a center where products can be available. Even like just sometime you ago you have mentioned that we are working with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So through that initiative, we are collaborating with 100 plus women SHGs group, where we are skilling them to manufacture cloth pad, and it will help them to generate their income or increase their livelihood options. Plus, it will give access to cloth pad to the nearby communities and rural Maharashtra. So, yes, at Ujaas, we work with SHGs to educate them about importance of MHM and spread awareness about MHM in rural areas.
Do you think something more needs to be done at a policy level?
Yes, definitely. Of course, we say that a one size fits all approach will not help here. Currently, most of the guidelines and schemes are regarding MHM are at a central level, and which comes to state then. So, a central government provides state, and then state provides guidelines to district level and then block level. Of course, we have to make some amendments based on the regional demand and looking at geographies and practices that are there in that particular region. We need to make targeted intervention at every state level or every district level based on the need. Also, one policy won't be also making policy will not be only an option. Implementation of it at grassroots level is equally important, and at the same time it's very challenging also. So if policy is already made, then while implementing, educating parents, particularly mother of young girls, is important, because whenever we go to school, whenever we give this information, then girls tell that, Didi, you have given us this information, but whenever we go to our house, then we have to follow whatever our mother is telling us. So we have to equally work with mothers. We have to involve men and boys in the conversation where menstruation is there. It will help us to implement the MHM policy very much effectively. Even the menstrual hygiene scheme and need different it needs different approaches to reach in adolescents in rural and urban areas. So of course, awareness, need of awareness is there, but we have to work differently in both the areas. So approach should be different for both the setups.
I read a very interesting line somewhere that menstrual hygiene is in fact a human rights issue. Would you agree?
Yes, of course. So, when people cannot access safe and effective means to manage their periods, then of course we can say that they are not able to manage their menstruation with dignity. And a lot of girls face menstruation related teasing, exclusion, negligence, and shame. So yes, which is related to their human dignity and human rights. So, and due to this neglection and discrimination, some of their human rights, basic human rights, such as right to education, right to health, right to work, right to non-discrimination, right to sanitation, like these rights are denied in this scenario. So of course, MHM, like menstrual hygiene, is related to human rights.
Have things changed for the better in rural India over the years? Are things getting better? Especially after COVID 19, which I believe was disastrous. I mean, on the menstrual hygiene issue.
Yes, so the proportion of women and adolescent girls from 15 to 24 years, they have started using menstrual products, menstrual hygiene products, and we can say it is increased by 20% between 2015 to 16 and 19 to 21. So right now we can say around 77.3% of girls, they have started using menstrual hygiene products.
Right. So tell us about Ujaas, the work it does, and the impact it's had.
Yes, so Ujaas is working in this space to aiming to create a positive and sustainable impact on menstrual health and hygiene landscape of India by reducing period poverty and by empowering adolescent girls and women. So this is our we can say this is our vision to change the landscape, menstrual health and hygiene landscape of India, to make it more better. To do that, Ujas is working on three major aspects: access to awareness, access to distribution of sanitary product, and third and most important is sustainability. So at present, Ujas is working in 10 districts of Maharashtra. We are going to go beyond Maharashtra. We are going to work in different states in the future. The ten districts we are talking about is Mumbai, Thane, Amravati, Washim, Yavatmal, Jalna, Sangli, Satara, Pune, and Palghar. So these are the 10 districts where we are working. We have conducted around 4,000 plus awareness sessions, and we have reached out to around 500 plus schools. And we have distributed over 24 lakh sanitary napkins. Uh, and yes, so around we have reached out to around 1 lakh beneficiaries in this time span, and also we are working on a project through which we can achieve sustainability in the menstrual hygiene landscape. So I was talking about the sanitary SHG project, so it's the same where we are going to work on sustainability part.
So, Snehal, here's a question I ask all my guests at the end of the show. Why do you do this work?
um, Okay, so there are multiple reasons to it. So first is being a woman, I know how much it is important to know about periods. Because whenever like we are talking with adolescent girls, we always feel that if this information could have reached to us at that age, it would have helped us more. That is the one reason, because adolescent girls, I have been working with adolescents from for a longer period. I am working in gender sensitization space. So working with gender and periods and menstruation is it's a correlation, we can say. And yes, I'm motivated to work more in this space, as I feel that if this topic we if we can normalize this topic, a lot of things can be changed in the society. It's not about only gender or women empowerment, but a lot of things apart from women issues can be addressed.
Snehal, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show.
My pleasure, thank you so much.
Thank you all for listening. Please visit allindiansmatter.in, that's ALLINDIANSMATTER.in, for more columns and audio podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Ashraf Engineer, that's ASHRAFENGINEER, and All Indians Count, that's ALLINDIANSCOUNT. Search for the All Indians Matter page on Facebook. On Instagram, the handle is All Indians Matter. Email me at editor@allindiansmatter.in. Catch you again soon.